Hello everyone, welcome back. Savert is here. Coming back with part 12 of What If Deku was Mr. Negative. Now, before anything and everything, my Discord down in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's get right into the video. As where we last left off, Izuku has lost his mother and his wolf, Black, after Lady Nagant was preparing a plan B in a situation of, Inko managed to actually escape. She put actually a bomb inside her body when she were unconscious. Izuku was trying to go into his mother and save her, but the time has already ended, and he just saw his mother just explode in front of his eyes. And after that, he just seeing the all blood and corpse of the dead body of Inko and also Black. In the end, Lady Nagant has come from behind Izuku and told him that this will gonna happen when he mess up with her. As Izuku, looking at her angry and said, you will gonna pay for this! As immediately after that we continue. Izuku immediately using a negative energy blast under his legs, blasting himself at Lady Nagant. Lady Nagant jumping in the air and managed to dodge this attack as she using airwalk start walking in the air and creating like a sniper out of his right elbow, shooting at Izuku, as Izuku actually managed to dodge that shot. As Lady got quite surprised by this, saying, "What? He managed to dodge it?" As Izuku immediately jump at her and putting his hand together, throwing a big beam of negative energy at Lady Nagant. And after that, Lady Nagant being forced to stop airwalk as she fall on the ground and immediately shot another shot at Izuku. Izuku start following her, going like flying at her from the sky. Lady Nagant shooting him once. Izuku didn't even flinch by it. He want her dead, and he want her now dead. As after that, immediately Lady Nagant, seeing that Izuku will not stop, she said glitch, as she immediately being a portal open under her legs into the middle of the city, as Izuku going right through the portal. Lady Nagant jumping in the air and start shooting at Izuku, as Izuku immediately got one of the cars and throw it at Lady Nagant. Lady Nagant start walking in the air, running from Izuku, while Izuku's just throwing laser beams and negative energy power, and even throwing some cars, destroying the city while he just running after her. After that, he see a whole train, just running by, as he got hold of that train and lift it up in the air, as he just throw it at Lady Nagant. Lady Nagant is quite actually scared by this, as she tried to dodge it, but she being hit by the train a little bit, some glass being shattered on her, as she taken out her rifle, and before she even could put the bullet inside the rifle, Izuku got closer and just break the rifle out of her elbow. As Lady Nagant being feeling a lot of pain, she just start falling on the ground. As Izuku, just break the rifle inside his arm. And after that, he was going at Lady Nagant to kill her, but Lady Nagant immediately said glitch, as she being teleported on a building. As Izuku, start looking left and right, he doesn't see Lady Nagant anywhere. As by this time, Lady Nagant, on the building, saying, "This kid is crazy. When did he got all this power?" As she just looking down, she see Izuku start, changing his black hoodie jacket and black, pants just turning white, as his face turned black and his hair too turned white. As she said, "So this is his negative form? No joke that he was so strong. I'll need some time to regenerate this." As Izuku starts screaming, saying, "Where are you? Show yourself, bitch! Where are you?" As he immediately starts running through the city, massacring, destroying buildings, just searching everywhere for Lady Nagant, screaming on the top of his lungs that he swear by every cell in his body that nothing will be left from Lady Nagant's body to be buried under the ground. As after that, a couple of minutes goes by, as Lady Nagant finally managed to actually reform her, rifle, or regenerate it. As she immediately seeing Izuku just throwing cars everywhere, crazy, as she got, put her rifle on the building, or on getting ready to shoot her rifle. The sky, still raining and it's still nighttime. As she said, now one bullet to the head should be enough. As she put the bullet inside the rifle and creating like a scope from the, using her scope and her rifle, aim it at Izuku as she said, one bullet. As she immediately pressed on the trigger as the bullet's being shot. And after that, before the bullet hit Izuku just go back, literally moving his head into the left, dodging the bullet, as the bullet just slashed some of his hair away. As Lady Nagant's surprised by this, and Izuku after that, he turned his head slowly but surely to see where's that bullet head came from, as he said, "You are dead," and immediately start running like he never run before at Lady Nagant. Lady Nagant is quite start to freak out by this, seeing this like literally shooting star going at her, as she immediately jump off the building. Izuku smash into the building as he, on the other side fall on his legs and said, "Where are you, Lady Nagant? Show yourself." As Lady Nagant's, because of the explosion that happened and also the negative energy power that come out of the building after the explosion, she's right now on the ground as Izuku start walking slowly to her. And after that, he got hold of her neck as he left her up in the air and said, "You villain, I'm gonna destroy you." As Lady Nagant's coughing and said, "Villain? You calling me a villain? Look around you. Who's the one that did all of this? Just look around of you, all this destruction, all those people that have died, it's all because of you, and you call yourself a hero. What a stupid joke." As Izuku suddenly just realized all what he'd done, as he just threw Lady Nagant on the ground and he finally come back into his normal human form. As he just looking around, seeing some people crying on the people that have died. The buildings are collapsed and the streets are just filled with destruction and fire. As he just looking around, he just fall on his knees from, what's happened and said, What have I done? 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 No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. What have I done? What have I done? As Lady Nagant, was about to go at Izuku and shoot him in his head, but the police officer start, coming in with the heroes, as she immediately said, "Glitch," and immediately being teleported away. As Izuku, just crying on the ground, he said, "What have I done?" As the police and the heroes are just surrounding him. As the police said, "Surrender, stand up and put your hands where we can see them." As Izuku's just crying on the ground with his hands are just glitching between his negative and his normal form. As Izuku said, "What have I done? So, I can't deny the truth anymore. I'm just a villain. All what I done was just a selfish, stupid wait just for revenge. All what I done, it was nothing a hero will do. All what I done, it was just for myself, for my stupid revenge. But if that's so, then I'm gonna go all the way." As he just stand up and start, looking left and right, with his eyes are glowing just white. As some of the heroes and the police officers are quite, quite scared out of this. As, one of the police officers said, "Didn't you hear us? I told you to put your hands where we can see them." As Izuku, said, "Alright then, I'm gonna put them right where you can see them very clearly." As he lifted his hand up in the air and immediately snap his fingers as a shock wave out of negative energy blew out of his body, killing the police officers and unnamed heroes, leaving just a white and black marks everywhere, as Izuku immediately just changed into his negative form and start walking away. After that, the heroes the heroes start coming in like All Might and a couple others. As he just looking around, he know exactly what this weird marks coming from, and he know exactly who's the one that did all of this, but he just doesn't want to believe it. As after that, in another place, Lady Nagant right now being teleported into, an abandoned warehouse, as she hear a sound said, "So, did you manage to get him or kill him?" As Lady Nagant said, you weren't joking when you said that he's so strong in his negative form. But I'm still gonna get him next time." As after that, the one that coming out of the shadows is Glitch, as he said, "You're lucky that you having me on your side, because if it wasn't for my little teleportation glitches, you would be already dead." As Lady Nigan said, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy you a hot dog for this later, child." As Glitch said, "You know that I can just turn you into nothing by simply one touch." As Lady Nigan said, "So, how about you touch me?" As Glitch said, "You know exactly that you will gonna die. You are so weak right now. You're breathing heavily, covered in blood and bruises, and you already has lost your rifle. So, I don't think that you will gonna survive this." As Lady Nigan said, "Whatever. Just take me out of this fucking place." As Glitch start walking with Lady Nagant into another glitch or portal. As by this time Izuku is just walking down the street in his normal human form while the sky is just raining. He just seeing on his left side just the the cars of the police officers and the infirmary are just rushing into the scene, as Izuku's just walking and walking, doesn't know what to do now. He already accepted the fact that he can't become a hero anymore. A hero that his hands filled with blood. He's just a villain wearing a hero mask. So, what's better than continue what you already know to do best? And immediately after that, he takes something out of his pocket as he said, "Fuck myself. You're an idiot, you know. You read this by yourself and give it to yourself. What an idiot." And immediately, that was the card that his negative self had, gave Izuku to him. He's the one that written it and just put it inside his pocket for Izuku to read later, as Izuku start walking back into the hideout that he first gone into. And while that happening, in the hideout, Ben said, "So, did you find anything?" As Shinra said, "Nah, nothing at all. Or what I was just finding is some weird marks everywhere of some sort of a fight. Tonight, I saw, I saw some weird lady fighting against the boss, but I don't know where he is right now." As, Tori said, "I'm really missing Izuku-kun so much. When he's gonna come back, Ben? I just want to kiss him one more time." As she, just start in remembering Izuku or something like that, and immediately the door opened up, revealing Izuku just with the emotionless expression, anger, hatred, sadness, fear, just a negative emotion. As after that, Shira said, "Wait, is that?" As Tori immediately jumped in front of them and said, "Izuku-kun," as she immediately ran at him and got hold of his face as she just kissed him. And after that, she said, "I really missed you," as she, looking into Izuku. Izuku looking at her with his weird look in his eyes, that an emotionless expression, as Tori, quite getting a little bit sad for him or just feeling there's something wrong, as she said, "Izuku-kun, are you okay?" As Izuku said, Nice to meet you too, Tori. And no, I'm not okay at all. I'm just too tired. And immediately he just gone inside the hideout, and Shira coming closer and said, "So, what are we? What are you doing here?" As Izuku put his hand on Shinra's shoulder, and immediately looking in his eyes, as he sent a strong shock wave of negative energy into Shinra's body, throwing him away into a wall. As Izuku said, "I told you, next time that I see you, I'm gonna shock you much more harder than your stupid chair was shocking me." As Ben said, "So, who are you?" As Izuku said, "Isn't it obvious? Isn't it I'm your boss as you call me?" As Ben, Soul said, "You're not in your negative form. How can we trust you when you are not even our leader?" As Izuku said, I already I already made peace with the fact that I am just a villain, a murderer, a fucking monster, an animal. So I came back here because I need help. I need help to do my missions. And if I agreed, and if accepted that I will gonna come back, I'm agreeing to, walk into the dark path, as you say it." As Ben said, "Welcome back, boss." As he just shake Izuku hand, and the inner demons start, getting happy and excited, seeing that their boss has finally came back. And after that, Izuku's just sitting down, just drinking something, thinking about all what's happened. As Tori just trying to, make him happy. As she said, "Izuku-kun, are you okay? What's happened? Do you want to talk?" As Izuku said, "No, I don't want to talk. I want her dead." As uh, Tori said, "Who do you want him dead, Izuku-kun? Just tell me and I will gonna eat him for you." As Izuku said, "Ben." As Ben said, "Yes, boss." As Izuku said, "Do you know anything about Lady Nagant?" As he said, "No, not really." And some people there are just, saying no, no, and, they finally got into Tech. As Tech said, "Well, I'm gonna search about her a little bit. You just take a rest, alright?" As Izuku said, "Well then." As Soul said, "Wait a second. Did you said Lady Nagant?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, do you know anything about her?" As Soul said, "No, but I know someone that he know." As after that, Soul just put his hand on the ground and immediately summoned the soul of Hawks. As Izuku seeing in front of him Hawks, as he said, "Is that?" As Soul said, "Yes, it's the soul of Hawks. You can ask him any question if you want." As Izuku said, "Great job, Soul." "You, Hawks." As Hawks said, "What? You already killed me. Isn't this enough for you?" As Izuku said, "So you still remember that, huh? I want to ask you a question. Who is Lady Nagant?" As Hawks said, "And why would I tell you anything?" As Izuku said, "Well," as he looking at Soul nodding his head and start, crushing his hand, start crushing the soul of Hawks, just crushing it. As Hawks start, feeling pain in his body and immediately, or, in his self, because he's a soul. Soul is basically eating him. As, Soul start eating the soul of Hawks, and when he will gonna do that, the soul will gonna just disappear forever. As Hawks starts saying, all right, just stop this already." As Izuku said, "Now, are you gonna tell me or not? Who the hell is Lady Nagant?" As Hawks starts explaining the story of her, and Izuku said, "I don't need your fucking story. I need to know who For what she, for who is she working with? Who's the one that sent her after me? Or is she just did it for vengeance? As Hawk said, I don't know. I really don't know. Just leave me alone. As Izuku said, great. Soul. Keep the soul of Hawks for later. I have a plan for him. But now we need to know what's happened with her, and for who is she working to? That if she even working for someone. As Izuku just sit down and start remembering the fight between him and Lady Nagant, trying to see if there was something important, anything that he could possibly start from. As he said, wait, glitch. When Lady Nagant was fighting me, she were always teleporting around. Like she were always saying glitch, and after that, just a glitch in the ground or in the wall just suddenly appear and take her. Is that possibly be, as Ben said, maybe it's glitch, that one person that fighted us that one time. Do you think that she working with him? As Izuku said, possibly. Now the question is, where is Glitch? And for who is he working to? Because we know for sure that he working for someone. As, you know, after that, Tori said, wait, isn't that Glitch is the same kid that gone? Wait, as Tori continues saying, isn't that Glitch is the one person that working with O'Neill, your old friend? As Izuku said, wait, O'Neill? O'Neill, yeah, he was working with O'Neill that one time when you fighted against him when you were running after me. And you just, all that thing. So, as Shinra said, so, all what we need is to capture O'Neill and ask him about that stupid glitch guy and Lady Nagant. And after that, we will gonna kill him. As Izuku said, we will see about the killing thing, but we already know where is O'Neill at. So, Ben, prepare the inner demons, and Tori, get me my suit. As Tori, screaming, saying, yay, alright, boss. And immediately Ben starts preparing all the inner demons while Izuku's finally, has gone back into his black and white suit. As he just changed into his negative form and, the suit became white. After that, Izuku said, well, is everyone ready? As everyone just nodded, Izuku said, great, let's go. And immediately they start walking, and after that, they just surrounded UA. As by this time, the student of UA has already done from their, little, what they call it, little, I forgot what it's called, the summer training camp. They start putting themselves back together after the attack of the League of Villains. As O'Neill and everyone are right now in the class, just waiting for what will gonna happen next. What will Aizawa say? As Kirishima said, hey O'Neill, what happened with you there? As O'Neill said, nothing much. I just were, fighted against that weird, muscle guy that named himself Muscular. I was managing to, corrupt him with my blood and using him to defeat the other villains, so it wasn't so much bad. And also I saved Kota, so that's a plus. As Kirishima said, yeah, without your quirk we were about to die, to be honest with you. See? No, you're a hero. Just look at yourself. Maybe your quirk is kind of, disturbing, but anyways, as Kirishima, O'Neill just bump fist with Kirishima, and once their, fist make a contact, they immediately hear an explosion as O'Neill and everyone stand up from their chair and start, looking out of the window as they see Izuku with his hand behind his back and, and his inner demons. Ben has already using his, big enhancement, muscle augmentation to increase his size and his muscle fibers, as he right now is so big in the size of a truck. And Shinra is just walking in the air, just doing some tricks, while has a tech has already put her hand on the walls of UA to hack into their system after morphing some of the technology into her body. And Soul is just summoning some souls to get prepared on the attack. As Izuku, taking a mic and said, "O'Neil, come out right now." And this is where I'm gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what do you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.